Hey, this is Michael from The Halo Effect, Tranquillity, and Cadaver. You're watching Chaoszine TV.
Okay, so hello everyone. Chaoszine is today here at John Smith Rock Festival, and I have Mikael Stanne from Halo Effect / Grand Cadaver / Dark Tranquillity as guests. At least those bands.
At least, yes.
So, hello man.
Hello.
Nice to see you again. How's the summer been?
It's been awesome, busy and cool. Some amazing festivals, a lot of travel, but really cool festivals. I've seen some amazing bands, and we had some fantastic shows. So it's been good. Yeah, sometimes I wish I was home more, but yeah, that's the nature of the business, and it's good. And it's fantastic to be back in Finland. Holy shit, I miss this place.
So what's the best show that you've seen this summer?
Seen?
Yeah.
Without a doubt, I had 2 days in between. We had a show with Dark Tranquillity in Pilsen in Czech Republic, and on a Thursday, I would say. And then on a Saturday, we had a show with The Halo Effect in Germany. So I was in Berlin for 1 day, and I Googled, what can I do in terms of live music in Berlin on this day? And one of my all-time favorite bands of all time that I haven't seen properly is Marillion, and they were in Berlin.
Okay.
So I got tickets and I saw it, and without a doubt, one of the best experiences I've ever had in a concert hall. So yeah.
So, like you said, you've been touring with both Dark Tranquillity and Halo Effect. Yeah. Are there like some specific festivals in Europe that are your like personal favorite ones and close to your heart?
Without a doubt. I think for DT, it's always been like Summer Breeze in Germany, Sweden Rock, we played a few times. Hellfest is the obvious, just because it's awesome and it's huge.
But is normally a huge festival a good one, or is there like the other side of the coin as well?
Of course it can be that, because you don't get to see stuff because it's just like takes you 45 minutes just to walk through the different stages and that kind of stuff. So that can be dangerous. But we were at Grass Pop a couple of weeks back, and it's actually a very condensed festival, even though it's huge. So I like that, and when it's super well organized, it's fantastic. But I love some of the smaller festivals as well. Like we played Reload in Belgium 2 years ago. I like where you sense the passion at the festival.
Yep.
Where they kind of everybody's working for free, and they just do it out of the passion for the idea of having a festival.
Like this festival.
Very much so, yes. So this is one of my favorite. I mean, fucking gorgeous, amazing location, and
this
nice
location
people.
is one of the best in Finland, easily.
And
you played Dark Tranquillity last year, did you?
Yeah.
So you've been here already at least few times. You've been with Halo Effect at least once before.
Not before. No, this is the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
I think I've been here 3 times with DT. So yeah.
Okay.
So it's good.
So, as we already mentioned in the beginning of the interview, you have now 3 different bands, and there's like Grand Cadaver, who is going to be releasing an album in August.
Yeah.
That's going to be the first album coming out from you. Yeah. So could you tell us a little bit about it?
I mean, it's fantastic. It's just like very cool. Well, it's our second album, and it's just like how do we follow it up? Like the first album was done in a matter of weeks, so we figured like, hey, let's do it pretty much the same way. I think we recorded the entire album in 7 days or 8 days, and it's just pure kind of old school love of death metal, and that's it. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to. We don't think it through. It's just like what feels good, like that gut feeling you have, based on listening to this kind of music for 35 plus years, and so it kind of comes out very naturally. And it was strange. I was writing it like I was writing some of the really stupid and preposterous lyrics, like while flying or in airports or on planes and stuff like that, because it was kind of like a rushed thing. And I remember I was on a flight to Japan, and I was sitting by myself. I flew from England to Tokyo, and I was sitting there writing these horrible lyrics about flesh-eating zombies, whatever it was, and I was like turning my screen a little bit away from my neighbor on the plane, because it's like, if he reads this, he's gonna call the cops on me or something like that.
that dude's a lunatic.
Yeah. There's something not right about that guy. But that part is fun, just because it's so instinctual and kind of to the point. Whereas like the Halo Effect is something more kind of, it's very much controlled by emotion and love. So it's fast, but it's also meticulous.
Yeah.
And DT is all about kind of like expressing something, doing something, being original, and kind of, so that process takes 9 months or 14 months.
Yeah.
And whereas Grand Cadaver is 4 weeks.
So does it feel that these three sort of like makes you whole as a musician?
I don't know, but I like the variety, and I like how it feels very much different.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, Grand Cadaver is very different from what
sure.
you do with the other two bands.
For sure, and so that's the fun part of it. And I've learned a lot, like throughout these last 3 years when we've been doing this, like, you know, different studios, working with different musicians, because I've never really done that.
So it's also a big learning experience for you.
For more than 25 plus years, it's always been like the same people, same recording. So when I decided to kind of just say yes to everything and like, hey, let's do anything, it's been very much a learning experience, and of course we've kind of connected with a lot of different people that I normally wouldn't have met. So it's a lot of positives, not just hanging out with my friends and writing music. It's more than that.
So there's also new Halo effect coming, and you post on Instagram stories that you finished the vocals for the album number 2.
Yes.
Originally it was supposed to be EP before summer. So what happened there?
Ooh, yeah. No, actually, the album is finished and mixed and mastered and all that stuff. It's done, and it sounds awesome. But yeah, we were supposed to do an EPM.
Yeah.
We had that kind of plan, but then we realized maybe not. So now we're going to release the album beginning of next year, and starting singles and that kind of stuff soon. So it's really exciting because like we worked really hard just to fit into all of our schedules to make sure that the album was kind of done in time, and then we figured out like a release schedule and a release date and all that stuff. So it's been it's not stressful, but like we did a lot during a short period of time, which ended up being fantastic just because it turned out like a much more confident album. I think it's very focused, and it's you can probably tell, like at least from the people that I've played it to, that whereas the first album was kind of like, hey, let's figure out what we want to do, whereas this is kind of like,
but I still think that it's very defined for what you are.
Yeah. But,
even though it was a debut album.
Yeah, maybe, but I think even more so with this one, and so it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to have people hear it because I'm incredibly proud of it.
So Days of the Lost was like very well received, and I already read like good reviews about the album, and I really enjoyed it myself as well. Yeah. So will this be sort of like a continuation for the debut album?
Yeah, I think so. I think it just maybe we I think like Niklas and Jesper were more confident, like in terms of their songwriting, whereas like, yeah, this is going to work, and then there are some cool experimentation on the album as well, but some of the songs are just like straight up, like there's no questions. It's just so easy and so to the point, so it's kind of fun when I get a demo version of a song and I start thinking about lyrics and vocals, and it's like, it just makes sense. Like I just know this by heart. It's so easy, which is weird, but it's just like, speaks to me in a way that where I go like, okay, I know exactly what to do, and I can finish it, in a matter of days.
So it's like a magic happening, sort of, even though it sounds cliche. But
but that's sometimes how it feels. Like you just like hear a song and you go like, yep, I know this already. I know exactly what to do, and it's going to be great. And
was the writing process sort of like the same? Jeppe is like involved as much as he was on the debut album, and sort of like everything is in the same way.
Yeah, I think so. I was out touring most of the time, and I just got demos from Niklas and Jesper, and but yeah, and then of course Daniel and Peter was involved as well, and but it was cool, and I think Jesper I think he wrote more on this one actually. I'm not sure, but it's definitely there all the time, and just like, and he informs so much about like these simple things that we sometimes struggle over. He comes in and it's like, no, let's do this, and it makes perfect sense.
But that guy is like a riff god, and that's not like, he is just like genius when it comes to like writing riffs, and that's fact, and you can check it out from the history that he's very good.
There's proof of that, yes, for sure. Yeah.
So obviously you will be coming back to Finland with Meshuggah in August. Yep. Is there any chance that we can hear new music then, or is it going to be like later this year that you're going to release something out?
We're going to play 2 new songs today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so maybe another new song when we come back. It would be nice. We haven't even rehearsed those yet.
Okay.
But it would be cool. Yeah, so let's see. I would love to.
So obviously there's a new Dark Tranquillity album as well in the works. So what's the situation with that at the moment? You are a busy man, I must say.
Yeah, I'm never at home. It's insane. No, it's great. Like we're working right now. Like I was in the studio last week, and now like Martin and Johan are writing in the studio as we speak. And so yeah, we're writing while we're doing festivals, and just every weekday is studio time, and then we go on the weekends for festivals.
Has it worked for you always like that, or is this something like different?
Kind of. You know, sometimes we kind of allocate a time where it's like, we work during the winter, which is better. But now it turns out like, this is where we have the most time, and so we're gonna. But most of the material is written. We have 14 songs or something like that done, and it sounds amazing. It's really powerful and emotional. And I'm incredibly excited about it, and I just need to write a few more lyrics, and then we're going to record September, October, November, something like that, and then release it next year.
Okay, so next year will be like 2 albums for you.
At least.
busy man with that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's cool to like. I decided like 3.5 years ago, something like that, I would kind of like commit to stuff more than I used to.
Okay.
And just do the stuff that we always talk about, you know, that I always say no to. And then I was like, no, let's say yes to everything and see what happens. And then this is what happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to like summer and you said like writing an album, I guess it's also like very good that you play festivals at weekends, so you get sort of away from the album and then you get like with fresh minds back to it, or is it like also the opposite, that when you are like getting back to the writing, you're like, nah, this wasn't so good, I have to rewrite this? Or
I mean, it's both good and bad. I mean, when you're in the process of writing and you're into like this kind of writing mode, you don't really want to get away from it.
Okay.
But it can also be a good thing, of course, to kind of like freshen up and just have fun for a weekend and then come back to like hard work again. But for me, sometimes I need, you know, like 4 or 5 days of just doing something and then no interruptions. But of course, like during the summer, it's all interruptions. Like you have like 2 or 3 days maybe at home, and then you're up for the next festival. So, but it works out. I mean, we've been doing this for long enough that we know how to deal with that too. You know.
So before we wrap things up, a little bit about the future. What does it hold overall for you?
Well, more recording, a lot of tours. We are planning for next year already. It's going to be chaotic.
Busy year.
Cool. Very busy, but cool. I think like from what it looks like now, we're going to do some really interesting stuff and fun tours. And
could you? This is like an imaginary question, but could you do a tour together with Halo Effect and Arto? Could you do like double duty as a vocalist, or would that be too much?
I could do it, but I wouldn't want to. I don't think I don't think people want that either. Like nobody wants to see like 2 bands fronted by the same guy. Like that would be weird. So I like to keep things separated, you know, as much as I can. You know, we're doing like one festival in Mexico where we DJ plays on Friday and Halo Effect on Saturday.
But that's sort of okay.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I don't know. Like it wasn't really. I don't know what we intended when we started this band. Like it was kind of like, hey, let's have fun, let's see what happens, and then it turns out people want to see us, so we
snowball is rolling.
So can't complain, but yeah. So, but it's a matter of like, you know, fixing schedules and organizing, you know, so that I can be in only one place at one time and not everywhere, you know.
But knowing your all history, it wouldn't make sense that if you would just put out an album and do nothing for it, and obviously because of your history, everybody wants to see your band playing. So. Yeah. I don't know what you were thinking, but that didn't work.
Epic failure, but on our part. But no. I mean, it's a cool thing. I'm really happy, but it's it's a lot. But like, I'm ready for it. I'm having a blast.
Hey, thanks a lot once again for your time, and all the best for tonight's show. Anything you want to say as a closer to the fans?
No, just super happy to be here and that we get to do this. Last year was DT and then Halo here. So next year maybe something else. Let's see.
Thanks.
Yeah, awesome.